fine. It's fine. Ah. I haven't gone live in like a year. I only went live once. I'm kind of scared. Oh no. Hello. I'm kind of scared. Live is scary. There are like actual people out there. Interaction makes me a little nervous, to be honest. Like, I'm good interacting with people, but when it comes to actually like interacting, I'm like, I kind of black out. I don't even know what I'm doing, most of the time, 90%. I think I'm okay with people. I don't know. Going live makes me really nervous, but I'm working on a rug, so here we are. The last time I went live was really good. It went really well, but I don't know why I've never gone live again since then. But I'm going to be spending a lot of hours making rugs. It's nice. Wait, can you actually read what I'm doing? I hope it's backwards. Because it's showing up as backwards in the camera, but I don't know if it like inverts it. Yeah, going live is kind of scary. It's like you never know if it's like going to be your friends or like random strangers being mean. That kind of scares me. Requesting a rug, geez. I don't know. They take me a long time. I really like doing them by hand. Like actually by hand, like not using the machine. So they take a long time. I'm working on my winter collection. That's what this piece is for. It's like an art piece. I can't take myself seriously. It's an art piece for my winter collection. So I'm okay spending time on it. Giving it a little extra love, I think that's important. With artwork, spend time on them. Give them the love they deserve. Oh, yes. I'm glad it's not inverted because I have this one family member that very supportive, very nice, very happy, but they get very corrective when I don't invert my words. They're like, I can't read it. I'm like, I'm sorry, bestie, but I'm sorry it's backwards. I just wanted to show you this thing. So I'm using a punch needle. I don't know. I've had people ask me like what I'm doing. It's a punch needle. It's basically the manual way of like rug making. Yeah, so like when you have the machine, it basically does what I'm doing, like much quicker. There's like a number of different like ways. I do have a machine, but I just like doing it this way. It's more relaxing for me and less intense. Like the machine can like and makes loud noises. This is like my pastime, my hobby, like I like doing this. It's really nice and peaceful. So it's just like a simple little tool. It's kind of like in the vein of like knitting or crocheting. You just like put the string through this nice little wooden tool, and then you have to buy this specific cloth. Like there are a number of different cloths you can make or use. This is monk's cloth. You can also get like a certain type of linen, but I use monk's cloth. And then you just stretch it nice and tight so that you can use the little wooden punch needle tool, and then you punch it, and it just kind of, I don't know, you kind of get the hang of it. There's like little cheap ones that you can get at most like arts and crafts stores that I've tried, and I can never get those to work. I just got this one off of Amazon for like probably under $15, and it's doing the trick for me right now. It's really doing it for me, so I'm just, you know, working with this one until... Hi, Julia! Hello! I've only gone live twice, so welcome, Julia. I'm really kind of nervous right now. It's fine. I'm just kind of living my life. But I'm making a rug. But I like doing them by hand. I did use a staple gun. I feel like I probably shouldn't, but I've used it multiple times for other smaller rug making projects, and it's worked. So I feel like if it's not broke, why fix it? You know, like if I'm using a staple gun to stretch this, why do anything else? If you make a mistake, it's really easy. Like it's all kind of connected. So at any point, if I were to like pull this string, it would like unravel all of this. So you do kind of have to be careful for like, can't like have your cat yanking on your yarn. My cat is Milo. He's like over in the back. He's pretty good actually. He hasn't ruined anything yet for me. But yeah, if you mess up, it's really easy to undo it. But also it's also really easy to mess up by accident, I guess, if you like step and like yank the yarn. But I got this specific cloth from Amazon, but I like buying my cloth from Tufting Universe or something. I should know that. I have a code. If you use my username, LMTweet, on the website I can't think of, you get a discount. If you just look up Tufting, I should know that, but I don't. Yeah, but there's a website. If you look up Tufting, like just Google it, in the US at least, it works. But this is Monk's cloth, like MONK apostrophe S cloth, and that's what I use. I've never tried anything else. Again, if it's not broke, I don't fix it. Like if it works for me once, I just stick with that forever. You know, so that's kind of where we're at right now with this. You can use like a type of linen apparently, but like I don't know. I also like that this one has lines on it. I actually kind of got them pretty straight this time. I've never actually gotten them very straight when I've stretched it, but maybe that's like, it comes with experience. I don't know. So I like that it has the lines because I do a lot of type in my work, so it's helpful. They're like 2 inches apart. So in theory, I didn't have to draw my own lines, but I did anyways. So here we are. Making a rug. It's just very relaxing to me, you know, like it's a nice little activity. I had never watched the Harry Potter movies, but I watched all of them and I'm going through my second time around because it's spooky season. So, you know, you get a lot of TV time in. And the sound, yeah, the sound is really nice. The machine sound is not nice. And if I were to be using the machine, you wouldn't be able to hear me talk. I don't listen to music really when I make art. I don't know. I like dialogue, I guess. So I like movies and TV shows. But I do love Nina Simone's music. When I'm listening to music, I do like her songs. I like her voice. But I like TV and movie show. TV shows and movies when I'm making art and stuff. I like Bob's Burgers a lot. Like I don't know how many times I've watched that show. I just like the dialogue of like, you know, just people talking, I guess, in the background. And then movies, I really like when there's like a good soundtrack because it's like a very long extended album, basically, but you don't have to press next or shuffle. Oh, I love Bob's Burgers. I hope they never stop making new episodes. I would be very sad. I do enjoy the previous 10 or 11 seasons enough that I don't really know if we really need any more, but I'm glad they're still making new episodes. What I'm curious about, and I don't feel like they've addressed this, is like what happens, like Tina is supposedly in middle school, I think, But like, what happens when she goes to high school? Like, they haven't addressed that. And also, it's been like 10 seasons, but they're all 3 kids are still going to the same school. So like, when will that change? I'm curious. We've had 10 Thanksgivings, but we haven't had 10 school years. So that is just a little curious to me as to how the kids are not progressing. They do get detention a lot, so. I think this is a really great thing. Like, a lot of people were getting into like rug making, I feel like at the beginning of last year. But it was kind of like, for me, I was like, I don't have enough money to like afford one of the like, but like, you just need yarn and one of these things, which I got from Amazon for under $10, and some cloth, and you can make a little rug, you know? And I think that's really cool. And like, once you get the hang of it, I mean, it takes a little bit of practice, but if you have all the right tools, then you're good. So I'm filling up this yellow right now. I'm kind of concerned because I might run out of yellow and then have to get some more, but who knows how long we'll have to wait for that, because shipping is taking longer and longer for things. But I'll probably order more tomorrow, so it'll be on the way. But I have other colors we can use. But I'm happy I got all these words set so you guys can see some words. So it doesn't look like like nothing. I think I'm gonna try to figure out Twitch tomorrow. I know, this yellow, I've tried to find it at my Michael's, but I can't find it. And I'm like, I really like this yellow specifically, but I can't find it. So I am concerned. But I got it from the same, I really should figure it out. I think it's Tufting World. Yeah, so these words are backwards for me right now. I don't know if you guys know like my art all that much, but I do a lot of text work with my artwork. So I just kind of did the same process. It was a little like meta to look at the words backwards and like sketch them out. But if I view them as like shapes and not words, it's easier to kind of translate. Yeah, I'm doing everything by hand. I like it, okay? I feel like if I go live for too long, people are gonna be like, use the machine. And I'm like, I like doing it by hand. It's more relaxing for me personally. This is like my new hobby at the moment, and I enjoy it. And as an art form, I think it's okay if art pieces take you a little bit longer, you know, than if you were just making something for like to sell, I guess. I don't know. So we snip the yellow. There we go. Snip, snip. I need my pink, but it's far away from me. So, also, I don't know if anyone, I have latch hooked. I tried that. I have a piece like downstairs that's still half finished because I got so incredible, not fed up with it, but I was just like, I wasn't seeing the results. Like, I feel like every single individual person has a limit. Like, we have a limit when we're doing something creative or just even work-wise, where it's like, if by a certain period of time we don't see the results we want, we tap out. And like with latch hooking, I pushed through, but I was like, I need to find another happy medium. And so this has been my happy medium, because it's like, it takes longer than if I were using the machine, but it's faster than if I were latch hooking. It's gonna say, wait, it's backward. It's backwards for me, but right side's for you, which is good. But it's gonna say play and then time. I'm gonna start working on the T and the I right now. So hopefully it'll read better. But I need my marker. Hello, marker, hello. So I have my little, this is a design that's gonna be part of my Playtime winter collection. My winter collection is titled Playtime. So yes, so nobody has seen this design in real life except my mom, maybe my brother. I can't remember if he saw this. He was here today to help me with stuff, but I don't think he saw it in real life. I don't know what this is, how, I don't know how lives work. So I'm just here. I pressed a button. I figured out how to title it, which was good, because the last time I went live, which was over a year ago, I did not give it a title. So basically, if you're here and you're interested, a little sneak peek. So I have the words, but I also have these blobs, which you can't really see, but I'm working on them. That's what this yellow is that I was working on. So I have these blobs, and in general, with this design, oh my gosh, yeah, finishing a piece that takes a long time is really satisfying. It's really gratifying. So that's what I really love about it, is like I spend a lot of time, put a lot of love and effort into it. And it's like my child. So I have this design, and I generally try to put like 4 blobs across, but I figured out, not to get into the weeds about this, I figured out that if I do 4 by 4, like 4 across and 4 down, that's 16, 4 times 4 is 16. But when I do that, it looks a little bit too much. So between 12 and 16 blobs total looks really nice. So I'm trying to figure out where the other blobs would go. So like I have one that goes here that I like, but I also have to put one like here and here and here. So that's kind of where the improv comes in a bit. I have a little outline there, and then maybe like here. Because the other thing with working with this text, it'll come up. I'm sure I'll make plenty of little videos about it. There's a lot. I could talk forever about stupid things that nobody else cares about. Anyways, here's another blob. It's gonna go right here. It's gonna go right here. A little blob. And I'm gonna add the different layers so I know what we're working with here. Nice. There we go. So that will be another blob. This will be more yellow. But right now I'm gonna fill in this T and maybe outline the eye so that you can see it a little bit better. Who knows? Who even knows? I'm honestly just proud of myself for doing this, because going live is scary to me. It's really scary. You just never know. But last time I met so many nice people and everyone was so nice, but I just was scared. I don't know why. So now I have my tan color, sand. Here we go. And we just punch across, fill in the shape. I like to outline the shapes before I fill them in, so I can kind of like count down in my brain of like, oh, I'm almost there. Even though it'll probably take me another 15-20 minutes to fill that shape in, I'll be, I'm almost there. So, and this is my first time trying this design as like a rug, so this is like a tester. I like to do testers before I go really big with things. I mean, this is pretty big. It's 30 inches by 30 inches, but we'll see how it turns out. I haven't done text with this method yet, with this punch needle, so this is my first time. Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Queen. I'm trying my best every day. I just wake up, that's all I do. I try my best. Today I did a lot of other stuff, and then I find that like the evenings I make for myself. In the evenings I can do what I want, which is art generally. But the rest of the day is for like business stuff. Big businessman, make business moves. And the rest of the day, the evenings are for me. In college, jeez, I did not study art in college. I studied ecosystem science and policy with a minor in communications. Yeah, male artist moves all day, every day. Big business. We put on our business glasses. I wear my hoodie to my meetings. I don't have any meetings with anybody. Yeah, I think I almost, hey Katie, Katie's from high school. Hey Katie, hey girl, how you doing? Yeah, I studied ecosystem science and policy in college, and I did take art classes. Like I took a typography class, but then every semester I made a point to take one class that was like outside of my major that I was interested in. So I also have a little bit of a background with film. So I made a point to like take film classes that I was interested in, or like just some random topic, you know. Every college has some random topics that you're like, what the heck is this class? Caribbean studies, you know, whatever it is. Immigration, I took some immigration classes. So I always made a point to like take a class that like wasn't related to my major that I was actually interested in. Not that I wasn't interested in my major, but it helped. Katie. Corporate life. How's corporate life, Katie? I see you with the little dog. Corporate America. Capitalism. I'm filling in this T. You know how there's like a name for the dot in the I? Is there a name for this crossbar? I have a lot of favorite classes. Hello, Louisiana. 9 to 5. I do have one of the rug machines, but I like doing it by hand. I enjoy the process. The rug machine is just a little bit too scary for me. I like my evening punch needle time, you know, get a little Beveragino, get a little Harry Potter playing, and just do. Think about life, what I'm doing. One of my favorite classes that I took to this day was actually, because I studied ecosystem science and policy, so I was like in the environmental type stuff. One of my favorite classes was architecture and cinema, and it was actually in the architectural school at my college, which is like a big program that like a lot of students traveled like from around the world. Like most of the students in the architectural program were from like other countries. And it was one of the classes that's like that was only offered like once every 4 years, and I just randomly happened upon it, and I was like, oh, I'm interested in cinema, and like architecture is cool, and I was like, like enroll, and it was one of the coolest classes. Like I basically got like, the professor was just an architecture person, like an architect who was interested in film, and so he kind of gave us like this rundown of like cinematic history, starting with like the first movie and like moving from that. And we ended up like making our own short film, and like the whole class was just like, I think a lot of film classes are, you show up and you just watch movies, but it was really cool because the movies that he assigned us were like, in my opinion, like really good movies, and I got like this short abbreviated version of like cinematic history, which was really cool. And then from like the architectural perspective of like, hey, let's look at the buildings. So it was a cool class. That was one of my favorites. If you want to start making rugs by hand, it's like super simple. That's the other thing, like I was saying earlier, if you like a year ago, everyone was like, I'm making rugs, and they had like the big machine that cost a lot of money. This little guy, this little wooden tool with a metal top and a metal little tip, costs like $10, maybe even less on Amazon. And you get the monk's cloth, like a monk, MONKS cloth, and some yarn that you like, and a frame. I've been making ones on like a canvas frame, like a cheap canvas frame. You can get them like 3 for $10 or whatever, or 3 for $5 or whatever at Michael's or something. You just take the canvas off, put this on, and bada bing bada boom, you know, you're making a rug. So I think it can be really simple. There are a lot of YouTube videos. Like, there are a lot more YouTube videos now than there were like a year ago, and I'm like, it's kind of overwhelming now, but there's plenty of YouTube videos on getting started. But every tip that someone gives you for like the machine, you can use with this too, which saves you literally $300 if you just use this. It takes a lot more time, you know, you gotta exercise the wrist, but I like it. It's very peaceful, it's very nice. It's like knitting, you know, like people knit and crochet all the time. To me, this is like knitting and crocheting. Hash Brown TV, hello, thank you. I'm excited to see this finished too. Honestly, this is my first time putting words with a rug, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I think it'll be okay. It looks good backwards. You guys are seeing it the way that it will look when I flip it around, but for me, it's inverted. So like it reads YALP. So I'm having a hard, I'm glad I can see it inverted here because it's hard to see. I like trying new things. I think trying new things is very important. You always learn new ways of doing things when you try new mediums and things like that. So I love trying new things. And I have been loving doing this. It's really fun for me. It's really kind of mindless once you get the hang of it. There's not really much to it. You just kind of like punch the needle, hence the name, punch needle. And you just have your yarn and you just like, you know, draw your little design and fill in the lines. Okay, this is my second time being on live, so welcome. You are one of the few people who have been on my live, Hash Browns TV. I've only gone live, this is my second time. So, we're having fun. I think I'm gonna try to start streaming on Twitch for the rest of this, but also on here. Yeah, you're in the club, you're in the special little club. If you're here, because I only live streamed like once in August of last year, and this is my only other time pressing the button. It's actually easier than I thought. I don't know why I thought it would be so difficult. In our heads, we have these obstacles, you know. Playtime is the name of my winter collection. There's a whole thing about it, but it's about playing and like being fun with art and like not taking it yourself too seriously. So having a little bit of playtime. This is my playtime. It's 9 o'clock or whatever. What time is it? For me, it's almost midnight. This is my playtime, you know, like when the world goes to sleep, I just, you know, make my little art, little punch needle thing. So it'll say playtime. I'm working on the T right now. Yeah, I was like, because I made a very big rug. I posted about it on my Instagram. I made a very, like, all the way up here and, like, all the way over there, big rug that took me, like, 70 hours. And I'm like, I could be, like, live streaming and talking to people and, like, making friends while I'm doing this. So I think I was like, I think for the next time around, I'll do that. So here we are. But Twitch, oh my God, New Zealand. I feel like they shut off, like USPS is gonna be a mess. USPS is gonna be a mess. I'm just saying that now. This holiday season is gonna be crazy. But thank you for being here. That's crazy. Your time difference is, I think it's like in the afternoon for you over there. Cause it's like, I should be asleep by now in the US. Oh, we're almost done with the tea. Not almost done. I'm just very optimistic about these things. We're partially done. Almost to the halfway. Almost to the halfway. We still got the little lip down here, but that's why I like outlining the shapes, because it helps me get an idea of how far I have left to go. Oh, see, I've thought about international going with another carrier. I think I'll look into that because USPS, I mean, I love USPS within the United States and I will always ship with them, but international is a whole different beast. It's a whole nother thing. Because the fact of the matter is, once it leaves the US, what happens? I don't know. Oh, I'm so glad. I am Singapore. What is it? Sleepy Moon Art. Hello. I'm up at all the hours. That's why I'm like, I should live stream more because I'm up, you know, I just be awake most of the time. Like most of my day is spent doing like business stuff, and then like in the evenings is the time that I have to like actually paint or like make art and stuff. So I'm just up. Oh no. Tito Spears, that's my fear. That is my fear. Oh, That's what I'm so afraid of, is something getting sent and then not like arriving the way I sent it, and that there's no way for me to know. And it's not my fault, because it's not like I sent it something smashed. That's the word. And especially sending like original art, that's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. I always get afraid. So I pack my paintings like they're zombies. Like they get like 10 layers of bubble wrap, 2 layers of cardboard. Like I try to pack, I mean, even if you do like all of that stuff, you can still have your package. It's like, oh, that's good. Insurance is important. Especially with paintings. It's scary. It's a scary world out there. What is going on here? Ooh, we got a mess. Look at this. Uh-oh, I got ahead of myself. Uh-oh. Here we go. Problem solved. This tea is taking some time. But it's nice and calming, you know? It's not very intense. You already have your design set out for you, so you just like, you know, fill in the lines. It's like a coloring book that just takes you so long. Sometimes I switch up with my left hand. This is an art piece for my upcoming winter collection. I don't know how many I'm gonna do. I'm really seeing how long this one takes me to do, because I have like about 20 days until my winter collection launches. So I would like to have a few little rugs done, but we'll see. This is my tester. This is my little baby. It's 30 by 30 inches by 30 inches. Yes, it will be a rug when it's done. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm using a punch needle. I think most people on TikTok have seen like the machines that go really fast, but this is like the OG original thing that the machine is like making faster. If that makes sense. Like this is a punch needle, and the tufting machine is what like made it popular, because you could pay $300 and like do this whole thing in like a lot quicker. But I like doing it by hand for now. We'll see. The machine kind of scares me. This is like my little hobby, I guess. It's gonna take, you know, it's gonna take a minute, but you know, it's my chill time at the end of the day. I get to like think of my thoughts, you know, feel my feels, listen and watch all the movies and TV shows that I like to watch. And now, if I live stream, I can be with some friends. Like I can have some people keep me company. I just made a really big one. Like this frame, I have a wood piece here, but I had a big one. She, her. My pronouns are she, her. And I had a big rug that I just made. And that took me forever. And I was like thinking about, I want to make more for my winter collection, but I was like, it would be nice to have some people keep me company while I do that. I don't really know what the motivation behind using words in my work is. I made a video about this like a while ago, but I have from a very young age like been fascinated. I think my first like real interaction with art was street art, like graffiti. So I like went through a huge graffiti phase where I was like obsessed with graffiti art and like street artists, and like I went through the whole Banksy thing. Like I was young, so I didn't know like all the, you know, the positives and negatives of Banksy. But I was like so obsessed with street art, and I was using colored pencils at the time. So I have a series of like colored pencil art pieces that I made like first, like basically simulating street art without spray paint. So I think that's kind of where my like appreciation comes from, because like my first interaction with art was street art, not really like in a museum. I mean, I went to museums growing up, but it was like the old Renaissance paintings, and I just like didn't resonate with them. But then I went to New York City with my mom when I was like 5 or 6, and I was like, they're painting on the walls, Mom. Like, they're painting on the walls. Like, that's so cool. And I just got so obsessed with it. And so I think that's kind of where I guess that's where it would come from. I don't know. I'm not like a linguistic person, but I haven't seen Beyond the Streets exhibition. I haven't seen that. My last rug, I calculated 70 hours. That doesn't include like finishing it off and like making the backing. So yeah, it took me a while. This one is 30 inches. It'll be here and like 30 inches, so it's a lot smaller. I'm hoping to get it done under 20 hours. So we shall see how long that takes. But yeah. I'm working on a rug right now. I'm hand punch needling it, itty bit by itty bit. Oh, see, everyone keeps recommending the Gorilla Girls, and I know a good amount about them. I do, but I haven't like dug deep into them. So I'm hoping to do that sometime soon, because they use a lot of text in their work, and I think obviously they're like feminists and all that stuff. So it like, there's so many connections, but I just haven't like gone into their work. Yeah, 20 hours isn't so bad. 5 hours, 4 days a week, done, you know? 5 hours, 4 days a week. I'm already on hour like 2, so what is 20 hours? It's nothing. It's nothing. But that's part of the collection as well, is like my winter playtime collection that I'm working on. Is what this piece is for. It's all about like making time to play in your life, making time. So if I have to stay up a little bit later, no, so the words will not be backwards. It's backwards for me. I'm glad it's not backwards for you, but it's backwards for me. And I was concerned that it would be backwards and everyone would be like, hello, we can't read what you're saying, but I'm glad you guys can read it, even if I can't. But I'm glad I can see it backwards and know that I'm doing it right and I spelled the word right so far. Yeah, I feel like the Gorilla Girls in my work is very similar, but I've really never like looked much into their work, which is so ironic, because the times that I have like just Googled it, I'm like, oh, I really like that. That's really cool. But I've never like been to one of their exhibitions or like knew much about them, except that they were like going against the grain as far as like feminism in the art world goes, and they wore masks. That's all I really know about them. And I was part of the Tumblr age, so I'm sure I happened upon some of their work without knowing it, but that's my experience with them. But I'm sure if I spent time with their work, I would really appreciate it. So there are very few people. Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know. Yeah, it is weird. But there's very few times that like I've seen artists like use text, and so every time I do see an artist use text, I have pictures of it. So I've like always gravitated towards other artists that use text in their work. And like this past year I've spent more time learning about like art history, and then I've been like, wait a second, I think I've seen that before, and then been like, oh yeah, I literally have a picture of that art piece that I saw, but I had no idea that that was the artist that did it. So oh, we're almost done. Look at this. Time is flying by for me. Almost done with the T. And then it's on to the I. Oh, thank you. I don't know how to say your username. SBO330. Thank you. That's so nice. I'll try to have fun with my live. I'm less nervous now than I was when I started, to be honest. But I still, it's like, whoa. I just don't believe that there are that many people watching. Like, it's like, whoa. That's the type of art world stuff that makes, yeah. It's funny because I used to go to, I went to college in Miami, so I went to Art Basel a lot, which is an art fair, and I literally had no idea because I didn't study art in college. I was just like, I like art, I'm gonna go. So I would go and like wander around. So I have all these photos of all these artists' work that now that I'm learning about them, I'm like, wait a second, I've seen that before. Or like, I'll just be scrolling through my old photos from Art Basel and be like, wait a second, like, I know that person now. You know, like Kehinde Wiley, like, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was the person that painted Obama's portrait, but turns out I've been like watching his work and seeing it for years without even like knowing that it was his work that I've been seeing. Every year I just like, oh, that's so cool, let me take a picture. So it's weird how that works. You can be influenced without even knowing it. So crazy, so crazy. Another one of my favorite artists is Glenn Ligon. He's a Black queer artist who does a lot of text-based work, and I had zero clue who he was, but I have seen basically all of his work in all different places for years without knowing. This is my punch needle. Hello. Yeah, he is very shy. I've listened to a few of them on YouTube, and I'm like, this is funny. I feel like I would get along with him in person because I'm very talkative sometimes, and he seems very quiet. But yeah, I love his work. But I didn't even know that I loved his work. I just knew that I liked certain pieces, and then I found out that they were all by him, and I was like, okay, I think he's like one of my favorites ever in the whole entire world. This is a punch needle. Hello, punch needle. I feel like I can show you guys. It's literally a needle. Like a little, and it's not that sharp, but you wouldn't want to put your finger on the other side when you're like punching it, you know? I did not see that. I didn't see that interview. That would be funny. Oh, now wait. Tell me like what channel posted it because I want to watch him like answer. That's so funny. Honestly, that mom, go her, you know, shooting for the stars. These are like, I don't know how much I got this one for. I should look it up before I like live stream again, but it's very cheap because, you know, like the machines are like a couple $100. This is like less than $20. Less than $20 on Amazon. I'm in the US, so that may make a difference, but in the US it's like nothing. But the weird thing is, as much as like rug making has been like a thing over the past year, I could not find one of these in person anywhere. I was like, hello, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, Joanne, get on it. What are you doing? This is a trend, people. Get with the times. But they did not. They did not get with the times, so. Okay, look at this. We're almost done. There's like you can really see. Yeah, this is the back of the rug. So the picture is inverted, so it looks frontwards for you, but it's backwards for me. Yeah, they can be really cheap. I think if I didn't have to find it online, it would be like $2, but yeah. I got mine online. Nice and trusty little wooden handle. Look at that. Look at that. We got a tea, everybody. Celebrate. Snip, snip. Snip, snip. Eye time. Time for the eye. Maybe I should outline all of the letters so then it's easier to see. Akete. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is like one of the underestimated like things. Like everyone was like rug making and using the machines, but using a punch needle is really fun. To me, it's in the same vein as like crocheting or knitting because you use yarn and it's a tool and it takes a good amount of time and you have to be like methodical when you plan things out, but it's really fun. I really like it. I love knitting. I tried crocheting once. I think I would enjoy it more if I practiced more, but I love knitting. So to me, this is like, it's like knitting a large piece of art. Yes, that makes me so happy. We can all just do art together. We can all just do art together. And I'll do our little thing, you know. I think I'm gonna try streaming on Twitch and here tomorrow. And I'll have some like nice chill music maybe. Do the whole thing, you know. Yeah, I have tried the little mini punch thing. I think I had the wrong, something was wrong because it did not work for me. It didn't work for me. But power to the people who make it work, because I tried that multiple times. This is, I don't even know what yarn this is. I got it from Michael's. This is not the same brand. This is my purple. I started tying the yarn to the label so I could keep track of like the brands and stuff, but this is just one of them. I don't know if that helps. I got it from Michael's. So yeah. Right? It's nice and calm, you know? Like you make progress, but it's like, did I make progress? And it's like, oh, yeah, because when I sat down, none of this was here. So here we are with all of this. So I like it. And I like to listen to my movies and my TV shows. I've been using my punch needling time to catch up on things. I'm kind of scared to watch Game of Thrones because I just know that when I watch it, I won't stop watching it until it's done. And that could be really detrimental to basically every other thing I have going on in my life. So I'm not watching that at the moment. Maybe later, maybe after the holidays. But I watched all the Harry Potter movies, which were very nice. What's GOT? Oh yeah. I have never watched Game of Thrones. Yeah, I just got the HBO subscription and I'm kicking myself for not doing it sooner, but I'm also glad that I did it now because I can enjoy all the things I haven't watched yet. So, I did not have a Game of Thrones. I have not watched Game of Thrones. Ooh. I've been in college. I haven't had a TV. I didn't have HBO, you know. I was just, you know, living my life watching The Office on Netflix. Like a like a college kid. Okay, that's good to know. I recently watched Lord of the Rings as well. That was interesting. I didn't read the books though, so I don't want to say anything, but I did watch Lord of the Rings. I was shocked. Every single one of those movies is 3 hours long. Hello? Why? Why are they all 3 hours long? That's a very long time for a movie. But I did watch all of them in one night. So, you know, it is what it is. I should have watched the Hobbit movies. I haven't watched those yet. Those are on my list to watch. But I would like to read the books because I think the books would be good. Yeah, I don't know if I'd watch them again. You can! Yes, you can do it by hand. You can make it by hand. It's a fun time. It takes a long time, but it's relaxing to me. I don't know if it would be relaxing to everybody, but it's nice and relaxing to me. It's just like a very mindless, repetitive task that you can do. And then have like a thing at the end that you're like, wow, this is a thing I made. So. I'm writing out the letter I right now. I'm filling it in. The other thing with this is when you're working bigger, the fear is that you run out of that color yarn. So I'm hoping that I don't run out. I bought a bunch today, so I should be okay, but we'll see. that's the real, that's about as suspenseful as it gets. This is a punch needle. Like the tool is called a punch needle. Punch? Needle. Yeah, and it's just, you get the cloth. This is monk's cloth. You can use other types. If you're interested, I would recommend Googling it because there are different types that you can get. But I use monk's cloth, like MONK''S cloth. And I got that also from Amazon because they don't sell it near me. And you get some yarn and you stretch the cloth. There are a ton of videos on YouTube about this. And if they're talking about using a machine, just know the setup is the same if you want to use the hand tool like this. So you set it up the same way and then you just use your hand tool, the punch needle, which I like using better. It's less aggressive. It's not a loud noise. And you just, hole by hole, you punch your little thing in. If you've ever tried latch hooking, it's very similar, but this is a little bit quicker. Hello, thank you. Yeah, so much less aggressive. And like with the machine, I just get scared by I like things nice and simple. Like I like acrylic. You pour it out of the tube, you put it on the canvas. Oil, there's all these like mediums, which I know you have mediums with acrylic paint, but in general, with acrylic paint, you just pour it out and bada bing, bada boom. But oil, there's like all these things, and like washing off the paint, you gotta have a certain thing, and like, to me, that little step is too much. One step too much, So, with the machine, there's like the oiling and like making sure everything is good, and I'm just like, I just wanna sit down. I'm a very simple person. I like my life. Least amount of steps, just string the needle, punch, do, do, do. That's what I like. I like it. It's nice. It's nice. And I think if I wanted to get like crazy with it, there are more variations. I've seen people get like very creative with like the lengths on the other side of like the yarn hanging down. I just like the nice and simple version. When it's done, you just trim the excess on the other side, put some glue on the back, and you have a little rug that you made, a little art piece. Yeah, I want to get into oil painting. One day, just like this, I will sit down, take the time, make it happen. But for right now, I like acrylic, and I will stick with acrylic. I think there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, I'm gonna finish this eye, and then I'm gonna have to, go about my life, for the day. But I will be live tomorrow about the same time here and also on Twitch. See, I follow, hello Emily, hello. We're making a rug today. That's what we're doing. It spells out playtime. I follow Curry Goat I believe I follow them on here and also on YouTube, but I saw the crank tool and I might just have to look into that. Emily, thank you. I hope you're doing well. I saw you've been traveling, which is so fun. I was just in New York City, actually. But we're working on this rug. I'm going to start going live more often. You guys have made me feel welcome and safe, and I think it's okay to do this more often, and I will be doing it. So, I'm going to finish this letter here. There's like a finger's length. And then I'm gonna go about my night. I'm watching Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. To be honest, besties, I have to be real with you. I like the first 6 movies way better. It just gets a little bit too serious and a little bit too real for me. A little bit too real. It's a little too intense. I'm like, what happened to the like little child-free, with the little hat being like Gryffindor. Like, I like that vibe. What happened to that? Why are we all talking about like all this serious stuff? I mean, go Neville, but you know, it just was it's a little too much for me. It's not the casual thing that I am looking for when I'm punch needling. I just want good, you know, not intense, everyone's dying, you know, but that's my little Deathly Hallows rant. I'm gonna get through it. We'll get through it together. Well, not really. I'm gonna do it by myself, but yeah, like, hello, all the drama. For what? For what? It's just a lot. I feel like, I'm gonna look it up. I feel like there's a different director for the next two movies, but the last two, but that's, you know, details. Bottom line, I like the first 6 better than 7 and 8. But I will be going live tomorrow, and maybe like a lot more. I don't know. I'm gonna do it here and also on Twitch while I make this rug and another one. See, I have all this room over here to make a second. So get ready. I don't know what, I honestly don't even know what I'm gonna put over there, but I'm gonna put something over there eventually. Hopefully within the next week or so for my winter art collection. Yeah, see, I want to go live while I paint as well. This is like my dry run, figuring it out, testing the waters, you know, and then we'll get into it. I just opened my shipping to Canada, actually, like as of yesterday. So shipping is open. I'm going to post on Instagram about that. Yes, I will be live streaming my rugs. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea. We shall see, we shall see. The possibilities are endless. So, haha. All right, I'm gonna go, but I'll be back tomorrow. Follow my Instagram. I'll let you know when I'm going live again for the rest, okay? Have a good night. Go be creative tomorrow or today or whenever. Have fun. Take care of yourselves. And I don't know how to end this, to be honest. I think I can, I don't know. Okay. I'll figure it out. Okay. Bye.